Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Let's drop that beat.
Sun's still up, feel alive. Old school hustle, back outside. Sailor Club, catch that wave. Good soul vibes and longer days.
What's up, Anna?
Hey, Ken. What's going on?
Weird in Cincinnati, Ohio, because it's down to 50s again.
What, really? I think it's like 85 here.
Yeah.
Wow, that
So-
is weird.
Yeah, been having to pull out a hoodie. It's kind of, I was ready for some t-shirt and shorts, but
Oh, yeah.
we had to. So that's the weather update, and I guess it's warm there. So
Yeah, it is warm here and I'm loving it. It does make me mad when I've put away all my winter stuff and then I have to go dig it back out.
yeah.
Like, no, it should not be cold anymore.
Yeah, and the days are getting longer, so
I love that so much.
yeah, that's I've been loving it. It's kind of weird because I feel like we've been trying to eat dinner at like 7:30, and you have that kind of like an hour and a half of like still sunlight,
Mm-hmm.
but my body's kind of like winding down already.
Yeah.
So we've been trying to get to bed at 10. So I think the last sunset was like 9, something like that. So
Wow.
it's
Yeah, I
getting
mean,
late,
I'm a
so-
whole hour off from that, but it still is so nice. I don't know why, when it's dark at 5 p.m. or earlier than that in the winter, it's like, forget about it. Once I'm home, I'm in my house. I'm not leaving again.
Yep.
For whatever reason, when it's like light until 8 or 9 o'clock at night, I'm like, the night is young.
Oh.
Like, let's go to the movies. Let's go
Oh,
get ice cream.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
We've been doing a lot more evening going out.
Yeah.
Which kind of like I like because like even if we stay out longer, then we've only been out in the dark for an hour.
Yeah, exactly. It's so nice.
So
That's my favorite. That's probably the main reason that summer is my favorite time of year. Like, all the seasons have their pros and cons, and I really do like all of them, like, to an extent, but summer just can't be beat in my mind. I don't
Really?
even mind being hot.
Better than fall.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I'm in between fall and spring. I do like.
Yeah.
If I didn't have allergies, I would love spring the most
Yeah, spring can be brutal sometimes.
because I feel like the crispy air. I like that it's not too hot. Summer is fine. I can stay inside. But obviously, I grew up in the Philippines, so it's always summer there.
Yeah, right. I know, that
so
sounds awesome.
It doesn't bother me. But I just feel like when it's hot, I have to be within arm's reach of the beach.
Yeah.
And that is not the case here in
That's not true in
Ohio.
Cincinnati? Are you sure? I
Well-
was just... What?
Maybe a plane ride away.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're in the middle, so...
Yeah.
You're fairly close to all of the beaches.
Well, it depends on the kind of beach that you're
True.
talking about.
That's true.
If it's river water, yes, I'm close to river water kind of beach, but
Yeah,
we want that crystal clear water.
for sure. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the closest thing we can do here is like lakes,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That's what they
There's
say.
some
It's like,
decent lakes.
yeah, we're going to
but-
the beach this weekend. I'm like, oh, where? Florida? It's like, no, like at the lake. There's a beach at the lake.
Yeah,
I'm
they
like,
dumped in a bunch of sand and made
Yeah.
it a beach. Yeah,
I
we have some of those here. Yeah.
I never know.
Well, I don't think it's the same, but it is nice. It's
Yeah.
nice to be near the water.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, it is May, middle of May. It's almost June. 2 more weeks? We close out the month.
Yeah, it's wild.
Do you think this month is going faster than usual? You feeling?
Like, it feels like it's going by
Yeah.
faster.
Yeah.
I don't think it is for me, but
Okay.
last month was so busy.
Yeah, because
So
you had trips last month too.
yeah, and visitors, and I only worked like 18 days of April, so this
Mm.
month feels a little bit more chill because there's actually some semblance of a routine again,
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of slows it down for me in a good way, a little bit. But it's going by fast for you.
Yeah, I think it's faster. At first it was slow, but I think I've been able to kind of like fill it up a little bit. Um, I think part of our conversation last episode was really rethinking what's your why, what are your goals and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. Um, so maybe I guess to follow up on that one, my answer to kind of just like that feeling of am I doing am I not doing enough versus the should I be doing more kind of like toss up. I went back to the basics. So I guess we could go into it. What we've been up to lately is going back to the basics. Is like, what did Hustle Bee do in 2018, 2019? That was kind of just like our first initial year.
Do you even remember?
I remember it. I mean, I remember the feeling
Right.
of going into like 4, 5, 6 stores a day,
Mm-hmm.
and saying nodding to that cash register that you saw 2, 3 days ago. It felt familiar. It felt safe. The thrill of the hunt is real again. It's not like van full of things. It's not truckloads, but it's just cartfuls.
Yeah.
Which are it's fun because a lot of the times, right? Like when you say 2017, 2018, Hustle Beast back at discount retailers, right? Your Ross, Marshalls, Burlington, um, and you see so much variety. That's the thing that kind of like excites me. Like there's clothing, there's footwear, and between footwears, there's like soccer cleats, track cleats, football cleats.
Well, and
So
you weren't
it's
even really doing clothing before, right?
no, I
Like
wasn't. Yeah,
back then. So I bet it's
back
way
then,
more open
yeah, back
now.
then we did like kind of like jerseys, right? Because that
Yeah.
was kind of like what Glenn really was into. So that kind of like my knowledge was. So yeah, correct. Like right now, we're picking up a lot of like, workout apparel, running apparels, and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess we are slower in each store now because we check clothing. Um, Before when I was just trying to rip through different cities, and me and JC could knock out a city in one day, but we're only going to like men's and women's footwear,
Right.
and we're in and out. So there's that. So that's why I felt like it's more full now. It's more kind of just like filling. It's just it's I hate the word it's just enough. But maybe it is.
Yeah, maybe it's like a good fit, like not
Yeah,
overwhelming.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like very manageable.
Yeah.
But that's interesting that, because after you do that for so long, it's like you get a little bit jaded about it. And then you're like, man, I long for a bulk buy. Right. And then you're
Yeah.
like, now I've been doing bulk buys for a while. And it's like, but it's like you got to ebb and flow back and forth a little bit.
I think that's kind of like where we're at.
Not get burned out. Yeah.
The fun thing about this is like we are still not able to list it all within 24 hours like we used to. And then maybe because we're not as overworked as what we were.
Yeah, well, that's
I think
kind of
that's
what I
what
was
it is.
thinking. It's like it's not like there's no desperation.
Yeah.
But you're like, we're going to take it seriously, but we're not going to like break our backs about it.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to. Like, you got a huge inventory sitting there.
Yeah, and it's and I think the thing now is because you understand that there's gonna be more and restocks happen and stuff like that.
Yeah. Not so much scarcity mentality.
Yeah, the mindset is different. That before I would force terrible sizes. Like right now, I don't even buy like bad sizing. Like if you're listening, bad sizing for men's is like anything 8 and under. Like
Yeah.
8 and under, there's way less people that there's way less people that rock that or want to buy that.
Well, it
Or
sounds
like
like you swapped out. That was a form of diversification before, and you swapped that out for diversified items instead
yeah,
of sizes as
yeah,
much.
yeah,
Like
even
narrower range of sizes, but more different kinds of items.
yes, like for like clothing, we don't pick up small in men's anymore.
Yeah.
Like
I won't tell John.
well, that means there's just more for John.
Yeah,
You
right,
know,
but he
like
can't get it from you.
no. So the funny thing is, I have a
Just buy
friend
one of everything for
that
John in case he wants it.
I have a friend that works out and he wears a size small,
Yeah.
and I pick up the smalls for him,
Yeah.
and I get
Is
it
his
to him
name
at
John?
cost. His name is Bob.
Oh, Bob.
Yeah,
Nice.
Bob.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know Bob.
Bob the
sorta.
running Bob. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like we've been just more strict, so the quality is good. So that's kind of like what we notice a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like there's definitely more diversification. It's not like 20 quantity deep per item. It's more like 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
And there's still one-offs. The one-offs are still fun. So that's kind of like what we've been
You
up
should
to.
call them fun offs.
Oh, see, the one-offs gotta be double the money for sure.
Yeah,
That's
for
the thing.
sure.
At least double the money. So, that's kind of like the thing, and it's fun to like research stuff again.
Yeah.
There are times when you're doing bulk buy because you already know what the products are. You don't even research. So, I have to admit, like the first few stores that I've been, I was like, I don't know, like my dexterity is not as good as what it was. That I can hold the product on my left hand and type on my right, and just do that. So
That's funny.
I had to practice that, and then now, AI's been doing really good, and this is a great thing. Product research, the Google Lens. Oh my golly, it's so
Yeah.
good.
It's
It-
amazing. I
It
use
doesn't.
it a lot.
It doesn't miss anymore. Before it
Mhm.
was like it would miss bad.
They just be like, "This is a sneaker," and you're like, "No,
Right. So
I
so
need this sneaker."
so the cool part now,
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess like my Google search is so like kind of like it's learning and dialed in, that the first thing it tells me is not really what the shoe is about, where it actually shows me eBay listings now.
Interesting.
So I could literally go, as soon as I Google Lens, I don't type anything, I hit that listing, and then I just copy paste the dude's listing title, and then I just search on eBay. So I don't have to type. So if you're promoting, I just click the attribution
Oh my
thing
gosh.
on you. So
Yeah,
I would
so
say-
thank Google Lens for that one.
yeah, so I would say everybody that's
That's
promoting, because I'm researching so much different products, so I'm triggering your promoted listings ads attribution. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Well, I am also doing a little bit of a throwback with my sourcing. I haven't been sourcing a ton because I'm working through some consignment. Like I have a lot of consignment inventory that I'm still processing, but I am committed to going to yard sales this year. And
Okay.
I've gone at least 3 times already, and it's kind of still pretty early now in the season, but also there's like a local thrift store that has very limited hours. I went there and got a few things the other day. All the clothing is $1. So like if you find something really good there, it's like really, really good.
Right.
And I did find some awesome stuff. I spent like $14 there that day. But it's been really fun also because, I haven't been doing any really retail ARB stuff for the last couple months as I've been getting my cross-listing stuff dialed in, which I want to talk about more later. But I have like in these little pockets been able to do some kind of old school sourcing like I used to, like paying 50 cents and $1 for things. And that feels really good after spending a lot of money on retail ARB stuff that does sell faster, is more of a guaranteed sale, I guess, but feels nice to balance it out. And it's fun. I like am not like, oh my gosh, twist my arm and take me to the thrift store. Like
Right.
I really enjoy doing it. And I don't know if I ever truly got burnt out on it, but I have missed doing it. So it's been really good.
And the thrift stores that you go to are this kind of like thrift stores that they know you already or not yet?
Not really.
I mean, you
I
just
have,
moved to the area like
I
what?
mean,
3 years?
years ago,
Yeah, but
but
you haven't really been like,
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I've been in frequently enough that
Right.
I don't know that anybody who works there would know
Mhm.
me yet, but
Mhm.
I do want to go like on a more regular basis.
Right.
But I'm just trying to, you know, push through all of this new consignment inventory as
Right.
fast as possible so I can kind of start the clock on those
Yeah.
clients. But yeah, I will become known.
Right. I mean, and I, I actually ran into one of, a fellow hustler that do retail arb too, and he actually kind of like inspired me a little bit. That he kind of said like he's been following me and Glenn since 2017, and he's been doing it since. So I was like, man, this guy's going on 10 years,
That's awesome.
and still doing good. Still loving the grind and everything like that. So but then he was talking. He was like, man, like like managers now text me if they have a new shipment. They send me photos, and I'm like, golly, like I like most of those managers that I had contact with are not there anymore, or priorities
Yeah.
have changed. So I don't get that text like I used to before. So he inspired me. So
You're like,
so
hook me up.
so yeah. So this week I was able to get a hold of a manager that we exchanged phone numbers. That
Nice.
he said he's gonna send me photos of new inventory. So that was kind
Okay.
of thing.
I don't think you didn't make a bingo card for this year, did you?
No.
That was something that our friend Kendall talked about on her podcast, making a
Okay.
bingo card. And I
Yeah.
did it. And I was just thinking, get 3 managers' phone numbers should be on your bingo card.
Oh yeah.
You should make a bingo card. It's so
That
fun.
is a must. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I think my bingo card is literally just doing what I did before, and seeing if I'm still the hustler I was.
Yeah.
Like
Kind of interesting, right?
yeah, cause like
Interesting premise.
man, golly, like, and no, the thoughts are getting more excited to me. Like, what if we just drive to a different city and then hustle and then just drive back? That's what we did.
Yeah.
So before I would drive to Chicago, we would leave at 4 a.m. and we would be at the first store, in South Chicago, and we just drive up all the way. By 9 or 11 p.m. at night, depends on how full the car is, we drive
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
So it's like there's really no hotel expense when we're just driving back. So, like we're thinking about doing one or two of that in the next few months. And also that's because caveat is the the discount retailers are getting good items again.
Yeah.
So that is why it's worth going to the
I think
stores.
that's, yeah, definitely worth mentioning because there was a reason that you looked around for other opportunities for the last few years.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, oh, this is like an old familiar opportunity. And you
Yeah.
already know how to do it, but you just haven't been in the practice of doing it.
Yeah, and it may be because sometimes it's like uh, at a certain point you gotta bump up the value of your time, right? Like if I can source 100 items per hour, that's great, because if I could sell that for 100, that means I could sell $100 per hour.
Right.
Like that's the whole cliche of value your time. I'm neither one or the other. Like value your time, or some people just don't value their time. There's gotta be rhythm in between, and part of like I want to do wholesale. It's like, oh, what if I could acquire $5,000 worth of product in 3 hours? Then it beats the driving around
Yeah.
10 hours to do that. But again, it's like the goal is the feeling. If you're feeling happy about driving 10 hours, hitting up 20 stores,
Yeah.
and the math is mathing as far as profits, your store is growing, it's making sales, I think it's the same feeling result as the person that just loves doing bulk buy,
Yeah.
that don't want to drive anywhere,
It's
to a
just
point
different.
that stuff just gets delivered to their house.
Yeah.
I'm just not the latter.
Yeah.
I'm not just I want to go out. I want to see things. I want to see people. I want to see as lonely as this thing is. My peers are the co-shoppers, the mom and dads that are out there trying to look for deals as well. So those are my peers.
Right.
So there's that.
So okay, first of all, I feel like we have to mention the attempt of GameStop to buy eBay. Because we've been talking about this off of the episodes of our podcast for as long as it's been going on. But I think it was your idea. We have a little group chat that we chat in with all of our friends that we went to Germany with. And I think it was you that said that was going to be your new response to lowball offers.
I haven't sent it yet. I've been waiting for a lowball
And what
offer.
is it? I find your offer neither
credible nor attractive.
Yes, neither credible nor attractive.
Yeah, so in layman's term, nah, all lies in ugly.
Right. But I do think it's been so interesting.
All right. Let's go back all the way back.
About it.
Yeah, when the GameStop thing, right? Now that it's kind of like fizzled out. Now we can talk about it. I didn't want to ride. So. I didn't want to ride the wave. I didn't want to ride the wave.
Now that it's been rejected, and although he's clapping back pretty hard, which is funny.
At this point, it's irrelevant.
It's just noise. Yeah.
What was your initial reaction when you heard about it? Like,
it seems so left field to me.
Okay. Yeah.
Just like as far as I knew, and as far as I still know, like eBay wasn't looking for a buyer. So
right.
Why would someone just come out of the woodwork with a proposal that's that audacious? Which I was just kind of puzzled by it, honestly.
Yeah, my take was like, I thought eBay was buying GameStop. You know, right?
Like,
that kind of like
made
makes
more
sense, right? Like eBay bought Depop, eBay
Yeah.
bought all these different, ties. They
Well,
bought different things.
Yeah, there's been a bunch of companies within categories that they have bought or partnered with, that make sense to dovetail their services together and, I don't know, streamline things, I guess.
Right.
And so, that's even all the reasons that he was giving for wanting to buy eBay. I'm like, well, that's actually a reason that eBay would want to buy you, but okay.
Yeah, if eBay was looking
if
for
eBay wanted to, right.
Right, if eBay was
I never heard a peep about that, but yeah.
So that, and then people, like obviously people kind of like justified what are the possibilities, right?
Yeah. Well, then everyone's imagination just ran wild.
Yeah, and then he went on this podcast. He went on the first interview, right? And then he was just, I don't know, like he was talking so vaguely, and I guess that's just how he talks.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, it's on the website. And he was just like quoting, like, no, like that's why we got you in this interview to talk more about it.
Right.
So I was like, and it was like a news channel or something like that.
Yeah,
and
it
was.
Like,
and I was like,
a major news outlet.
Yeah. And I was like, was this guy high or is this a prank?
I had the same thought. Like, what are you on?
Yeah, I thought I was like, did he lose a bet or something like that? Like when you maybe like some millionaire games or something like that. Like if you can't make this 3-point shot, you gotta put an offer on a gigantic company that you're gonna buy them and we're gonna put you on. So that's what I felt like. It felt like a meme.
All the parody reels that came after that though were so great.
I know.
Thoroughly enjoyed everyone's take on that.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, saying like, can I buy your company, right? Can I buy your company for 56 billion, but I got 20 billion.
Yeah.
And who's gonna pay for the rest? I got 20 billion. I want to buy it.
Right. You're like, okay. It's one of those things where you like look around the room at everyone else, like, did you not get that the same way I didn't get it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah. So that was a thing, and obviously like pros and cons, but like what he was saying though, I think every eBay seller have said a feedback or so on those things.
Right.
Like make it easier to list.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. Like
I mean the thing that it seemed like it shook loose in the seller community was just people being like, haha, are you serious? But also, like, we do kind of would
Need
love
it.
to see a shakeup. We would love to
Right,
see,
right.
some of this stuff like get overhauled.
Yeah.
Just the things that like we're privy to on our side of
Yeah.
engaging with that
Yeah.
platform.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that's fair. It's like not
Yeah.
it's not like things we haven't already been saying to
Yeah,
eBay
I think
forever.
I think what he said was all valid, right?
Yeah.
Like to some point
Mostly.
that there needs to be improvement. That's what it is, right?
Sure.
Or I would say a faster implementation of improvement. I think that's kind of like what we've happened to us. Like, just give us automatic payment on best offers, right?
Yeah.
Like,
and it's
golly.
like this slow rollout.
Right,
and
right, and
all
I think
these
it finally
steps and
happened,
layers
and then now the only thing that's painful is international offers, which
Yeah.
we get. So I'm like, yeah, so sell international, we got you, but not on
Yeah.
the payments, on the shipping, we do.
Yeah.
I'm like,
right.
Make
It's
it
like-
whole, please.
It's very complex.
Yeah, so there's that, and then one of the things that I said to is like, he's got a point that things just need to be executed faster, aka sending links, listings
Yep.
to our messaging. And golly, I think as far as I know Anna, that was the first thing that we've raised so many times. And I was like 4 years later it happened.
Yeah.
Like
Just
come
4 short years
on.
later.
Right. Like, and
It's a
again,
great feature.
and again, this is us not being engineers, not
Yeah,
knowing
of
the
course.
coding in the back end or the limits and the whatever legality that they have to jump through.
Right.
But no, we celebrated. And as a matter of fact, as soon as they knew that was coming, they emailed us. They wanted us to celebrate with it. At the same time, it's like, yeah, finally, right? Like, finally. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So things like that, which may be easier to say on a startup kind of vibe, right? Obviously, like a more scrappier, younger company could do that, could afford to do that.
Yeah.
And not really feel the ramifications of it because of, just blowback from the other side, on the buyer side, right?
Mhm.
Like, that's the difficulty of balancing that. But no, that was fun. No, it was a
Yeah.
fun exercise for.
It was. I'm very curious to see how quickly it fizzles all the way out. I feel like we still are seeing hopefully what is the tail end of it.
Yeah, but I think for me, as soon as that statement was out, I was like, gone. I'm like, now it's not fun anymore. Now we made fun of the comment, right? eBay.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like
Yeah.
you're not, it's like you don't have the money and you don't look sexy.
So it's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he tried to charm. The guy's charming when he's talking sense. And he's done chewy. I was like, oh, makes sense. It's like, you could. I mean, like any CEO.
Right.
I mean, there's a reason why these people are CEO. They gotta have some charm and command in them that they could say, that they could bring up, and just like, we'll see. Maybe GameStop becomes a competition for e-commerce. Whatever he wanted to do with eBay,
I know.
Why can't he just do it with GameStop? Let's do
I'm
it.
very curious. That's one thing I'm really curious to see is like, what is his actual response going to be besides kind of
Just being
verbally
rejected,
backlashing?
right?
Yeah, about being rejected. But like, is he going to roll up his sleeves and try and do something about it or try to create competition or, like, I'm curious. Or will he just move on to something else?
Yeah, that is the maybe he could make it like a sample, kind of like a test, a test product of doing it and making it happen, and then he could present it to eBay. This is what I could do.
Yeah, we'll see. It's it's pretty interesting. Okay, so also another thing I feel like I've been hearing a lot from people, maybe since, I don't know, the beginning of May or even sometime in April, is just that specifically on eBay, like, sales have been slow. People have just been saying like, man, is this just a super early summer slowdown? Like, what is this? And, some people have said, well, maybe it has to do with the ads attribution change and the ripple effects of that. or maybe other updates. I was just curious if you have any thoughts about that. And like, I want to talk a little bit about cross-listing because that's something I've been doing. I was already doing it anyway, but in hindsight now, I'm like, wow, that was really covering me on having this really slow time on eBay as well. So I want to talk about that a little bit. Like, what are we doing to help our stores? But like, what's your take on that in the first place? Do you feel like it's been slow, and why, for you personally or at large, do you think that is?
So I'm looking at my May like sales performance.
Okay, because we also did just talk about how you have to check the numbers,
right?
You can't
compared
just go
to
on
last year,
vibes.
compared to
Like,
last year, right?
Has it actually been slow?
Right. So here's the vibes.
Yeah,
The vibes are kind of right. I'm
Okay.
18% down compared to last year.
that's a decent chunk.
That's big. That's big. 20%. Round it off 20%. That's big.
Yeah, that you'd feel that.
Yeah, 100%. That's
And it's not like you haven't been listing, because you have.
Yeah, so that's the thing, right? Like, and obviously we're kind of like coming on from the high of Q1, and see, here's the thing, right? Like, is the 20% because of down, right? Like, so if you guys want to really know your numbers, just click on your, go to your seller hub, click performance, and click sales, and click this month compared to same period last year. Right, our goal is to be better year over year, and even I've said it this year that if we just have a repeat of last year, I'm fine. Well, so obviously we're not having a repeat of last year, so that's not fine.
Did you do last 31 days or actually this
month? I just said this month. Yeah.
That is really interesting. I just looked at mine, which I do have like my own personal behavioral reasons why mine is down, and I'll talk about that.
Right.
But this was crazy to me because I just did that this month. So right now that's about 2 weeks out of the month.
Mm-hmm.
I was up. Let me click it one more time. This month, okay, compared to the same period last month, so the first 2 weeks of May, basically last.
Okay, yeah.
Or I'm sorry, compared to the first 2 weeks of April, I'm up 4.5%. But if I do the whole entire month or the last 31 days, I am down 35%.
Let's see if I do the 31 day. So if you're doing the 31 day, you click last 31 days, and you gotta click the same month, the same day of the previous month, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. That's weird.
What?
I'm up 50%.
50?
Yeah.
Wow.
So maybe my April was popping.
Mid-April. Well, yeah, that means your end of April was.
My last week of April
right.
was really strong, right?
Yeah.
So, and again, so let's do, what if I do April 15? Will that nullify it? Yeah. It doesn't. So from what it looks like, May's slow for me.
Okay, the
right?
numbers are telling you.
But for you, it's not that bad.
Well, yeah, for me,
eBay wise.
April was worse, I guess.
As a matter of fact, you're actually up and up because of your sales from other platforms.
Well, exactly. And that's kind of, cross-listing for me has been a huge, like, honestly, what I was hoping for was that I would, 50 to 100% increase my sales overall by adding these platforms, which totally did happen the first month that I was cross-listing. But then my eBay sales dropped way off in April and also in May so far. And it's really just making up for the lack of sales on eBay. So I'm still kind of hovering at this average that is decent for me, but it would be real bad if I didn't have the other platforms.
When you say you were 4%, is that combined everything? Or just
that was
eBay?
just on eBay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but so I guess I'll just talk about that really quick, because one reason that I'm sure my sales are down is I have actually been listing new stuff every month, not probably as much as I would if I hadn't been working on all this cross-listing stuff, because that's kind of a big project because I have a bigger inventory.
It's
So
cross-listing takes a lot of energy.
it does, to kind of set up, right?
Yeah.
And for me, like, it's also a matter of, this is a new thing that I've never integrated into my processes before. I also realized that I made a big mistake that I had to go back and fix on like 1,000 listings, which I'll explain in a minute in case it saves anyone else some trouble. But that was, you know, in March was basically when I was in earnest pushing a lot of stuff over to especially Poshmark, but also Depop and Etsy. And I saw a huge increase in my sales. At that time, all my listings on eBay were still pretty fresh. You know, I had sold similar through my entire store, like cycled through my whole store selling similar sometime in like January, February. So now we're getting to the point where most of my inventory is really stale again, because as I was working on cross-listing, I knew that I could delist and relist with Vendu, but I wanted to like get my inventory check done before that, so that basically when I relisted my new items, everything was like accurate across all the platforms. So I just put a total pause on doing my usual sell similar thing that I do once a quarter. So everything on eBay is stale right now. I finally reached the point of my cross-listing kind of process where I was able to start doing delist and relist. So we'll see if it picks up in the next few weeks.
Okay, so to the people that don't know the terms, what's a stale and stagnant listing?
Okay. So stale is the less egregious one, right?
Right.
I was confused then. Okay, so a stale listing on eBay is older than 30 days and a stagnant listing is older than 90.
Yeah.
So I used to do sell similar after 30 days, and it just kind of was too much, and it lost effectiveness because it was too frequent. And so now I try to do it around the 90-day mark for listings that are still you know, listed, which I have many things that are years old in my store.
Right.
And, you know, they still sell on a regular basis. So I'm happy to do that. But, you know, one thing I'm doing actually now so on eBay, I do sell similar. Whenever I'm refreshing listings, what I'm doing is ending them and then selling similar, because that gives them a new item ID and it treats it more like a new listing.
A new listing, yeah.
Right, which is not the same as just relisting it. That keeps the same item ID, so it doesn't get the same lift.
Yep.
So on Vendu, the beauty of this is, okay, a lot of these items are now on 3 or 4 platforms all at once. So there's a thing in Vendu called the Vendu form, and that's kind of like your basic listing, and you can update that. And then you have like another form for each platform that you might want to list your item to. So there's an eBay form and a Poshmark form and whatever, but there are certain things like in the Vendu form, like the quantity. If you update those, it'll update all your other platform forms, but you have to like list, you know, relist that item for those changes to actually go onto the platform. So this was where I messed up when I was doing my big physical inventory check, because I was adding, as I was physically checking all of my items, I was adding the bin number to the custom SKU. I referred to this as my SKU snafu, because I realized, I don't know, 3/4 of the way through my inventory check that I was only updating those on eBay. I wasn't updating them in Vendu. So it wasn't in my Vendu form.
So it didn't reflect on the other listings on the different platform?
It wasn't adding, you know, it wasn't present on the other platforms. But also, even if I were to, you know, delist and relist with Vendu so that I could delist and relist that item from all the platforms at the same time, it wouldn't include that new addition to the custom SKU in the new listing on eBay either. It would be like going back to an old version of the listing because I didn't update it in the right place. So I realized this, and how I ended up fixing it. Well, first I panic texted Liz O'Kane about it. It was like, oh no, I think I messed up. What are the ways to get out of this? Here are the steps I think I can take, because, you know, it's not possible for me to somehow migrate this information from eBay without like re-importing. Anyway, it was like a big technical mess kind of. So what I ended up having to do, and if you're like in this boat, message me on Instagram and I'll explain it in more detail without, you know, without numbing everyone's minds on this episode. but basically I ended up having to manually update the custom SKU field in the Vendu form for about 1,000 listings. And then the other ones, and because those were all the listings that were already on multiple platforms.
Yeah, the cross-listed items ready.
Yes. So the other thing I could have done was basically copy the URL and kind of re-updated the listing URL in Vendu for the eBay platform page. That also would have done it, but it was fewer clicks and like faster for me to just update the SKUs for me. So anyway, that's what I did with those 1,000 items. And then all the rest that were still things that were only listed on eBay, I just deleted them from Vendu and re-imported all of them. And then it was already built in because I was re-importing the listing from the platform. So that was a big journey.
That's what not to do.
That's what not to do, because, and this was kind of, I'm glad I realized it when I did, because I would have had to do even more kind of backtracking. But now everything is all super tidy. My inventory check is completely done. So my physical inventory is super managed. My digital inventory across 4 platforms is now managed really, really well. And now I'm finally in this rhythm where I get to go on Vendu and delist items if they're stale on all the platforms, I can do all the platforms or just some of them if they were listed at different times or whatever. But I can go in and kind of do the once over for that item. And Vendu actually has really good photo editing like tools. So there have been
to spice up or to kind of like,
so some I'm like, this is a really old item, I'm gonna remove the background, and then I also have the chance to just do all the normal things, check on my title and my keywords, make sure my item specifics are correct, make sure that my shipping policy is correct or whatever. So just like double checking all of that stuff. They also have a pretty good AI description writer, so I've been rewriting the descriptions just to give it a little bit of a facelift. And another thing, I just noticed this today, so I wanted to call it out. You know, Poshmark changed their dimensions of their thumbnails. And
now it's
so
4:3.
now,
is it 4:3 now?
Yeah, now it's 4:3. So some things look like they get cut off. But I discovered today that if you actually remove the background on your thumbnail, you can
stretch it.
You can zoom it out so that it gets smaller, and then there's extra space around it. But you know, then you can fit it into that new size without having to re-crop the photo. Right. But that only works if the background's removed. Otherwise, it looks kind of clunky. But
because
anyway,
you're gonna have some space,
white
space on the top.
Which isn't the worst. You can also do that, but it looks really clean with the background removed. So anyway, I recommend doing that. But yeah, basically, I've finally been in that process. I probably did 50 listings or so today of the oldest and stalest. And I'm really excited to see now in the next week or so, like how many of those things sell, because some of them are way overdue. Like I still have stuff in my eBay store right now that's like that I had left even the last time I did my round of Sell Similar at the beginning of this year. I had left a few things because they had a lot of watchers or whatever. And I'm totally cleaning the slate this time. So some of those are 5 or 6 months old. And I'm like so excited to refresh those. But I think at the same time, it's really easy to, since I have 3,500 listings or something, it's easy to just only work on that because it's like so satisfying to get it done. But I need to keep photographing and listing new stuff too. So that's really the last phase for me of fully integrating cross-listing into my process. The question still remains if I'm going to do my listings from the beginning in Vendu
Right.
I kind of still feel like I'm not, because eBay listings are so much more detailed if you make them on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. I obviously can be convinced to change my mind because the fact that I'm doing this at all is a huge change.
Yeah.
But it's working really well for me. And it, like I said earlier, I think it's totally saved my butt, like especially in April. But now, through the end of May, I should have totally fresh listings across the board again. I should be flushing in new inventory pretty regularly again, which are all things I haven't been doing as much or like on the level for the last couple months, because I've been trying to get this cross-listing experiment going.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I truly believe that cross-listing is definitely one of the things that we all can do, especially in the slower months, especially I would say, the summer slowdown, and it's because a lot of the times, right, you may be traveling, you might not, you may be wanting to be outdoors. For me, like, I want to be not in the basement a lot, right? And a lot of these things, right, kind of like if you follow Anna's story, she's at her porch, she's chilling by the window.
Right.
Like, change of pace, right? Like, there was one time that me and JC just went to a coffee shop and just chilled there and did all this cross listing on the laptop, on the computer. So these are really cool things that we all can do and help discover different platforms. Because tell you what, I sold one thing on Posh I think this week. Week's not done yet. And it's an extra small Patagonia long sleeve flannel that obviously I should have picked it up, but it was so cheap. We paid $10 for it, right?
Yep.
And it sold on Posh for $69, right?
Wow.
And the crazy part is I had it listed on eBay for $55.
Wow.
Right? So again, different buyer base, different eyes.
I can't believe I didn't text you when this happened. I just realized, like, this happened last week maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I sold the smallest pair of shoes I've ever sold, like, of an adult size.
What size?
Guess.
4?
That's too small. That's 5. But they were these gorgeous black, like, leather and suede leather Ralph Lauren boots, like knee-high boots.
Okay.
Size 5. Got them at one of my favorite kind of resale shops where I'll go and shop their clearance. And of course these were on clearance because nobody wears a size 5.
Yeah. JC does.
Yeah, besides JC. Well, I got
That's
them.
all the person.
I also want to say I paid $5 for them. I'm pretty sure I did, and sold them for $50 on Posh.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have never been able to sell a 5 before.
Yeah, 4.5 is really JC's true size. 4.5 men's, and that would be converted to a 6 women's. So
this was a 5 women's.
Oh, even so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Fit.
I was like, wait a minute.
That's tiny. That's tiny, right?
So tiny, but very nice shoe, very nice condition. 10x my money. I was so happy.
So again, right? That's the kind of like the sale that doesn't make sense, but makes sense because there are people on those platforms that, because they have a hard to find size, or just the way Posh kind of like the shopping goes there, it just feeds you your size,
the way it curates for you,
right? It curates for you, right? Like, that's what me and JC, we shop there all the time. I just literally bought her a brand new pair of basically what would that be, a leotard,
leotard, like a bodysuit.
Yeah, like a bodysuit, like like for working out, for $10. That's like $85 retail.
Have you listed all of the bins of her clothes that you're getting rid of yet?
Nope, not yet.
Oh, interesting.
So interestingly, that's what we're gonna be doing. So
poshing it.
Yeah, we're gonna be poshing a lot of JC stuff. But yeah, because like she's listed a lot of her shoes, but they just don't move on eBay because they're like tiny, right? So that's the cool part about cross listing, and the cool part about using Vendu. So we always try to want to give back to the community that listens, to this podcast, and we kind of hit up Vendu and said like, hey Vendu, let's see if we can work something out. So yep, so Vendu is sponsoring this episode. And Anna, tell everybody how they can save money while increasing their chance to make more money.
Yeah, seriously, take it from me, the most reluctant cross-lister.
Yeah,
on the
the
planet.
most single e-commerce store
I was
ever
so
person.
crabby also about even trying Poshmark, and I still have my quibbles, but I'm at this point I'm just grateful for it. And
Yeah,
you know
at this
what?
point you're a posher. You're a posher at this point.
I don't know about that, but I don't mind being the kind of person that is allowed to change their mind and allows other people to change their mind.
Right.
So like, honestly, I think it's a good exercise.
If
for all
Anna
of
can
us.
change, anybody can.
That's right, Ken. That's right. So stuck in my ways. No, but I'm super excited that they are sponsoring us, and you can basically save 25% off your first month with the code SC. So make sure that if you're going to try them, you should do it as cheap as possible, right? That's what I
SC.
always say.
Yeah, experiment it.
Yeah.
And it's been proven. It's just a matter of just carve out the time
Yeah.
to do it. Anna, the busiest person I know, was
Oh my
able to
gosh.
do it.
She still did it.
I'm about
Busiest,
to do it
the
again.
crabbiest, the most stuck in her ways.
Yeah, if like I said, if Anna can, you can.
You're really making the case.
Yeah. It's either really making her look old or
Something.
something, right? But again, Vendu's making it possible. So make sure you use our code SC to get 25% off your first month. So yeah, I think anything we do that can switch things up always will have positive benefits, right?
Yeah.
This is Mana's second go around of cross listing,
Yep.
and it's night and day results to what she's getting now. At first I was like, golly, like I was convincing Anna to cross list, and like she's not getting any sales. And now I didn't even try to convince her; she just did it. Well, other people did
Well,
this
you
time.
were helping.
Oh, yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna say it was more of a group effort to get.
Yeah, it was a group effort, and then and then sales start flowing. So now
Yeah.
I'm at the boat too. Like, oh crap, I gotta get back on it because like the wave is there, so we gotta ride it with
Yeah.
everybody else.
It is there, and I do think that I would not have tried it again without the encouragement of all of my Germany friends who were on that trip and who are so seasoned. And I mean, they were doing it already back when I tried it before, and they encouraged me back then too. But this was just different. I mean, things have changed.
Right.
The products have changed. Like the market has changed.
Yeah, the different
So-
traffics, shoppers probably have.
And like it has totally been worth it for me. But I mean, not to just make the clumsiest of all segues, but I do think that that's the crux of why we even do this podcast, is because when we get to share those experiences with each other, we might try something new, or we might learn something that saves
Exactly.
us 14 hours of time or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's so valuable. Like you can't really even stop and calculate how valuable it is. But speaking of that, this is the clunky segue. We are actually going to be, Ken, you and I are going to be playing a special role at the Spring Seller check-in,
Yep, exactly.
including, but not limited to, hosting a networking session.
Yep.
So if you want to come talk with us, like actually live,
We'll
talk to
answer
us,
any of your questions live. We're not
share
gonna
what you
prep.
know,
Yeah, and
yell at us for
Yeah,
making our dumb jokes on the
give
podcast,
us
whatever you want to do.
feedback there, or just different things that you want to know, or maybe you want to you want some encouragement for trying out something new, or maybe teach us something that we could do differently or experiment on. So I think it's always fun to see some co-workers and some friends
For sure.
that we over time we become friends. If you want to be a part of our community, if you want to be part of the eBay community, show up and get engaged with us.
Yep.
This is eBay's Spring Seller check-in. We'll put the link down below on this podcast. Make sure you guys sign up. We always have some fun stuff over there. We give out some swag, some prices and stuff like that. So it is gonna be on May 28th. I have it right here, so I don't forget.
Yep,
May
May
28th, 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time. So all you gotta do is click on the link, get registered. That way you can add it to your calendar. You'll get some reminders. So yeah, multiple breakout rooms are gonna be there. Our GM Ron Javen is gonna be talking there as well. So for any news and updates and stuff like that you guys want to be part of and listen to. So yeah, make sure you register, and we'll see you on that seller check-in. And before we go, we're gonna give a huge shout out to Seller Ledger, our partner of this podcast as well. Get your book straight, make your life easy by getting your bookkeeping straight. So I think that will be it for this time. We'll see you on the Instagram, our social media. Make sure you follow Anna Finds Everything and the Hustle Bee, and follow our podcast channel as well, Seller Club Podcast. We'll see you in the next episode. Peace.
Bye.
Seller Club. Back in the stores, feeling alive. Car getting full, Sunset Drive. Old school hustle came back around. Different season, same old sound. Not the same as it used to be. Now we move with a little more ease. No more forcing every size. Now we shop a little more wise. Funny how the old ways still got magic to them. The thrill came back again, like way back when. Long days, good finds, windows down in summertime. Different grind, same soul, still chasing that feeling though. Seller Club, but we still ride, just a little wiser this time. Crosslisting waves started hitting now. Fresh eyes looking all around. Poshmark sales from the smallest sizes. Funny how change can surprise us. Coffee shops with the laptop out. Different kind of hustle now. Still the same dream underneath. Just new rhythms every week. Sometimes growth looks like learning something different. Oh, the thrill came back again, like way back when. Long days, good finds, windows down in summertime. Different grind, same soul, still chasing that feeling though. Seller Club, but we still ride, just a little wiser this time. Ooh, maybe the game ain't changing. Woo, maybe we changing with it, and maybe that's the whole point. Yeah, we came back again. Woo, hey. Oh, the thrill came back again. Yeah, the fire still lives within. Old school moves, fresh new plays. Still finding joy in different ways. Different grind, same soul. Still chasing that feeling though. Seller Club, we still ride. And the summer just started now. Seller Club. Seller Club. We out.